Okay, so here's what I've got. The third row is just negative ones. And then I've got 4, 1, 4. There. Is that the same as you guys got? When you're doing these by hand especially, I feel like there's a lot of room for error on these because it's a lot of calculations if you're doing one incorrectly. Yes, they should be. Okay, does the rest of it look okay? All right. Okay, here is an application problem for us. So, table below gives the number of apple, cherry, and blueberry pies that a bakery sold over 4 days. They make a profit of $3.55 on the apple pies, $5.15 on the cherry pies, and $3.95 from the blueberry pies. Find out how much money the bakery made each day. So, first of all, let's talk about this. Tables are matrices, more or less. So a table is a matrix. It's an array of numbers. So the dimensions of this matrix, what are they here? Blaine, what would the dimensions of this matrix be? It is a 3 by 4. So I've got these 3 pieces of information right here. I've got that apple pies are $3.55, cherry pies are $5.15, and blueberry are $3.95. So I need to make a matrix that I can multiply by this matrix that will give me the profit for each type of pie, apple, cherry, and blueberry. There's really only one dimension matrix that I can make work here. What is that going to be? A 3 by 1 will not work because then I'd have a 1 and a 3 right here. I don't have enough information for anything but a 3 by 1 or a 1 by 3. But if I switch this around and make it a 1 by 3, then the middle two will work together, right? So, if I'm making a 1 by 3, I need it to be, I need same order, apple, cherry, blueberry. And I need the prices, so or not prices, but profit, $3.55, $5.15, and $3.95. Now, this is starting to get to be quite a bit to do by hand. And I am going to make you do a few by hand, but we are also going to use our calculator some. So, if you will get your calculator, if you don't have it, you're going to need it. Your phone will not do this. Desmos does not even do matrices. Desmos does have a matrix calculator. Unless they have updated it, I don't think it can do big matrices. It can only do small ones. But it's not in the, like, actual normal Desmos. It's one of the few limitations of Desmos. So we want to use our calculator. So to enter something into the calculator, you're going to do second x to the negative 1 there. And that will take you to the matrix menu. You want to go over twice till you get to edit. And we're going to enter these matrices as matrix A and B. Here you can see I've already got matrices here, but whenever you type in a new one, then you'll replace that. So second, the X to the negative 1 key, it says matrix above it. And then you're going to go over twice where it says edit here. And then you're going to choose whichever matrix you want to use. I'm going to go ahead and use A for this first one. So this is a 3 by 4 matrix. And so I've got 13. Okay, so I think I've got everything into that matrix correctly. Then I'm going to do the same thing and put matrix B, my second matrix. So I'll do second matrix, go over to edit, go down to number 2, which is B. Make sure you don't put it in number 1, or you're just going to replace that matrix you just typed in, and then that will not do anybody any good. So I need a 1 by 3. So 3, 55, 5, 15, 3, 95. Okay, we all got our matrices entered. Alright, so the way I have done this, we have to do B times A. You can't do A times B because it will not work. So you're going to do second mode to quit, to go back to the main screen, clear anything out that you've got there. And then go back to the matrix menu. This time where it just says names, this is what you want to use. We've got to do B times A because otherwise our dimensions will be off, right? So if I do B times A. And so it will give me the answer here. Well, or almost the answer. It gives me 111.05, 83.8, and 45. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's right. 45.45 and 96. Now, what are those 4 numbers giving us? Total profit for each day. The question asks to find out how much money the bakery makes each day. So this is our answer, right? So this is our profit, and then this would be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So notice these two, the 3 right here, that was apple, cherry, blueberry. Those 3 that overlap, they go away. Your answer is the 1 column, which was this profit, and then the 1 row, which was the row for profit, by the 4 columns, which are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So that can help you label your answer there. Okay, questions? All right, let's get back to number 1 now. And I want you guys to answer this question, but I want you to use the matrices in the calculator. Oh boy. freeze my screen. Three. Let me make sure I do have that. Yeah, it's just 3. Okay. Alright, so here is what I got. Tell me if yours is different. I could type something wrong. 687, 722, 673, 697, 704, and 696. So you can see a lot like that problem that we did at the beginning of class here. For Zephyrs, Uniforms Plus was best, but for the Flyers, Sporting Supplies was better, and for the Pioneers, Uniforms Plus was best there. Alright, you can imagine on a much larger scale how this is really helpful when you're looking at ordering large numbers of parts and things for, complicated circumstances. We, of course, will deal mostly with smaller numbers because we don't have the time or capability of dealing with quite such large things here. Alright, so questions about anything? Alright, so your assignment is from Delta Math. And here is what I want for you. So we'll just walk through one. The first thing it's going to do is have you verify that it, in fact, can be multiplied together. So this is a 3 by 3 and a 3 by 3. And then that means that you'll get a 3 by 3 as your answer. And then it's going to ask you to multiply these. So I haven't set where you are supposed to do 10. I want you to do this is on the honor system here. I want you to do the first 3 by hand. Okay, so first 3 I want you to do by hand. And then after that, you may use your calculator to multiply them together. Now, we'll probably get to, some of you may have to do a few of these at home tonight, and you may not have a graphing calculator. If you do not, if you just search Desmos matrix, it is separate. It's a separate matrix calculator, so this is not in like the regular Desmos graphing calculator. But you can do A equals, hold on, new matrix, okay, and then you can tell it rows and columns, so you could put rows, columns, and, put in some numbers. And tell it a new matrix, let's do A 3, let's do it. 1 by 3, and then we could tell it A times B. No, B times A. A times B won't multiply. So you can do it this way as well. The only problem with this well, there's two problems. Number one, it's not available on you don't have to take a state test in here, but it's not available on the regular Canvas. It's like when you take ACT or any state test, it's not going to be available there. Number two, it has, or it used to at least, it won't go past 6 rows and 6 columns. Your calculator will let you go far past that. And for our project we're going to do this week, you're going to need to be able to do matrices that are a lot bigger than just having a dimension of 6. So this should, though, work for anything that Delta Math is going to give you. I don't think you'll get one larger than that here. So that's available to you if you don't have a graphing calculator there. So go ahead and get to work on that. I'd like for you to do the first 3 by hand. And then after that, you can use your calculator, because I want a little practice with it just so you get the idea of what's happening. But, you guys, I feel like can add, multiply pretty well, so I'm not going to make you do it too long.